on behalf of West Bengal Junior Doctors Front, I, Dr. Saptadipa Chakraborty, is reading today's press release. We understand that many questions are on everyone's mind today. We do have many questions as we look toward the Supreme Court. We wanted to know what the CBI and the Supreme Court had to say regarding the murder and rape of Abhaya. However, we realized just how slow the CBI's investigation is. We have seen many times before that the CBI has been unable to reach any conclusions, allowing the real culprits of such incidents to go free due to delays in filing charges. The Supreme Court, which had taken the initiative to expedite the trial of this heinous incident, has instead only postponed hearings and reduced the actual length of the proceedings. We are disappointed and angered by this protracted judicial process. We have asked whether the government has any satisfactory answers regarding the safety of healthcare workers, patients and their families in hospitals. We have had discussions with the Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary regarding our 5 demands. We reiterated our demands on September 26 and September 29, urging the Chief Secretary to quickly implement the government's written directives. In those emails, we also requested the Chief Secretary to convene a meeting with the state task force that adequately represents junior doctors. Unfortunately, the state government has not only failed to convene such a meeting, but has also not responded to our letters. 52 days have passed since August 9, yet what have we gained in terms of security? The CCTV cameras, which the state government promotes as the main indicator of safety, have only been installed in a fraction of the necessary locations in colleges over these 50 days. Additionally, we heard that we did not provide an ICU bed to a critically ill patient at Sagar Datta Medical College. We did not offer them medical services. The people of the state know how false this accusation is. Due to the lack of necessary ICU beds at Sagar Datta Hospital, despite the desperate efforts of junior doctors, a critically ill patient could not be saved. Following this, due to inadequate security measures, the patient's relatives turned on the doctors and a female intern and nurses were physically harassed. From the first day of our movement, we have stated that without ensuring patient services in government hospitals and making user-friendly changes to existing hospital infrastructure, it is impossible to ensure the safety of doctors and healthcare workers. The incident at Sagar Datta is a glaring example of this. If there had been a proactive bed vacancy monitoring system in every hospital and if a centralized referral system had been established, perhaps this death would have been avoided and many more in the future. Every patient's family would have known which hospital had available bed, in which department, and in every hospital, doctors would have understood where to refer patients for proper treatment. If the state government had prioritized adequate safety measures rather than bureaucratic delays, the horrific harassment of doctors after a patient's death could also have been avoided. Similar incidents of harassment have occurred recently at Calcutta National Medical College, Rampurhat Medical College and IQ City Medical College. We have repeatedly mentioned that the roots of the incident involving Abhaya lie deep within the current healthcare system. One of our primary demands has been to eliminate the undemocratic environment of fear within the healthcare system and to eradicate the politics of fear and the culture of threats in colleges. We have seen that it has been established in the Supreme Court today that the incident involving RG Kar is not an isolated one. Such incidents occur due to the persistent atmosphere of fear and authoritarianism that has existed for years. Sandeep Ghosh's illegal activities and oppression were directly facilitated by high-ranking officials in the health department and he has sheltered a gang of goons on campus who have perpetuated this corruption. We clearly communicated in our meeting with the Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary and also in emails that we do not feel secure in this environment of fear. Without ensuring proper representation for junior doctors in decision-making committees of hospitals and medical colleges, the oppression of these declared leaders will continue. To prevent this, democratic elections must be held at all levels to ensure representation of students and junior doctors. We have demanded the elected representatives be included in all decision-making bodies, college councils, anti-ragging committees and internal complaints committees to ensure their proper functioning and to create a protective environment against sexual harassment. Furthermore, regarding the core hub of corruption in medical colleges, the Patient Welfare Committee. While the Chief Minister verbally stated its dissolution, we have not received any written notice, nor have we seen any clear decision regarding the representation of elected students and junior doctors in the newly formed body. On September 19, the Chief Secretary assigned the Health Secretary the responsibility to implement all decisions related to structural changes for our safety and patient services in his official email. However, even after 12 days, we have seen no visible changes. He has even lied before the Supreme Court regarding the incident at Sagar Datta, placing all the blame on junior doctors. Previously, we had raised the demand for the removal of the Health Secretary, Narayan Swarup Nigam, who is implicated in monumental corruption and politics of fear in the health sector. We also believe that such rampant corruption is impossible without the incompetence or active support of the health department. We demand that the health ministry must take responsibility for administrative failure and corruption, and that the health secretary be immediately removed from his position. On September 19, we had withdrawn our full strike and returned to work in essential services, with outdoor and indoor services starting in many places. We showed goodwill by returning to work based on 2 meetings with the state government: the removal of CP, DME, DHS, DC North from their positions, and some written directives concerning safety and patient services. Yet, 10 days have passed since then, and we see no implementation of the government's written directives anywhere. Whether it is the installation of CCTV, the recruitment of police, or measures to enhance patient services such as a centralized referral system, bed vacancy monitoring, and the hiring of healthcare workers, we see virtually no progress. We want to remind the government that we are not protesting merely for paper promises. We are protesting for a genuine, people-oriented change in the state's healthcare system so that patients receive proper services and doctors and healthcare workers are ensured a safe, fear-free workplace. However, in reality, we see no goodwill from the government for this progress. It has become increasingly clear to us that we have not secured an appropriate, fear-free environment for our return to work, especially in the light of incidents involving Sagar Datta, National Medical College, and the severe threat from ruling party legislators. From the very first day of our movement, we have demanded the elimination of politics of fear from every hospital and medical college in the state. To ensure that no further incidents like Abhaya occur, we must uproot this politics of fear and ensure democratic spaces everywhere. Yet, we see no goodwill from the state government on this front. No inquiry committees have been established against the heads of the current trade syndicate in healthcare, and no initiatives have been taken by the government to form elected student councils in colleges. In this situation, we are compelled to return to a full cease work starting from today. Unless we receive clear action from the government on safety, patient services, and the politics of fear, we will have no choice but to continue our full strike. Number 1. Abhaya's question of justice should be answered immediately without any further delay in the form of protracted judicial process. Number 2. The Health Ministry must take responsibility for administrative incompetence and corruption and must immediately remove the Health Secretary from his position. Number 3. A centralized referral system must be implemented immediately in all hospitals and medical colleges in the state. Number 4. A digital bed vacancy monitor must be established in each medical college and hospital. Number 5. Task forces based on each college and hospitals to ensure necessary arrangements for CCTV, on-call rooms and bathrooms. Police protection in hospitals must be increased with the hiring of permanent female police personnel. All vacant positions for doctors, nurses and healthcare workers in hospitals must be filled immediately. Number 8. Inquiry committees must be established in every medical college to investigate those involved in threat syndicates and punish them. An inquiry committee must also be formed at the state level. Elections for student councils must be conducted immediately in every medical college. All colleges must recognize Resident Doctors Association. Elected representation of students and junior doctors must be ensured in all committees managing colleges and hospitals. The rampant corruption and lawlessness inside WBMC and WBHRB must be brought under inquiry immediately. We have already informed everyone through a press conference that to ensure justice for Abhaya, to demand the swift arrest and exemplary punishment of the guilty, and above all, to eradicate the politics of fear from all sectors of society, we are calling for a massive rally and assembly on the 2nd of October, the day of Mahalaya. Senior doctors, various organizations of nurses, doctors from private hospitals, IT worker organizations, various groups from the film industry and other social organizations have also expressed their support for our program. We once again urge the people from all walks of society to join us in this massive rally from College Square to Dharmatala and the assembly at Dharmatala on the 2nd of October. Let our protest continue for the justice of Abhaya, for a healthy, people-oriented, fear-free healthcare system, and above all, to eliminate the politics of fear from the entire society.